Hi! Welcome to Myth Represented. I'm Binks.
I'm Rowan.
This is our first video where we are kind of adding on to our stories through the podcast. It's an idea we had, so we thought this is something you have to see.
We will attempt to illustrate Yggdrasil and all of the realms that make it up, and draw Ymir as well, and explain why I am going to make a horrible, atrocious drawing of him.
It's hideous. Should we attempt it?
Unfortunately, yes, we should.
Let's do it.
Started with two worlds. So we have Muspelheim. I'm drawing mine in red. So we had Muspelheim. It is the world of fire and light. And then we have, this is Niflheim, the world of ice and mist. Ginnunga Gap. I want to say Gundam Gap because of you now.
I'm gonna draw a giant robot in his crotch.
Oh look, this is making a face.
Here's the gap with the Gundams. What's that damn squirrel?
Ratatoskr.
Man, it's got a horn.
So this poured into here. And the world's poured together.
If you're gonna be a giant squirrel, your horn should be large.
And you have Midgard. This is where people live. Biggest
live
mistake that the Norse ever made. You should have a Walmart here. And a McDonald's.
This is the fire and ice.
And
Icicles going. Ice cubes.
Asgard. Oh, the world serpent. I almost forgot the world serpent. It's like, no, I'm in his own tail, because that's my favorite version. The Needhog.
Needhog's eating the Treebeard's toes, because that's what he does.
Do you have a horn? You gotta give him a horn.
Bitch loves ent toes. It's like something you'd bring home from market.
Ent toes. Dinner tomorrow. Ent toes. The eagle who makes the wind. Did we ever figure out the eagle's name? I saw this as the eagle with no name. But then I saw a name at one point, but then I couldn't find that link.
It was an alias.
Like I think it might have been like a fever dream at one point. And we have the deities up there.
Yeah, where we got?
There's Thor with his hammer. There's Odin, Loki, and then there's a horse banging him.
Yes, this is so accurate.
And then here's a building where the rest of them are. I don't feel like drawing the rest of them, so they're in this very stereotypical little house. Helheim.
Got Odin up here.
Helheim's down here.
Snazzy eye patch.
And I'm gonna put a little skull because everyone there is dead. The Norns.
I was just about to draw 3 really distraught and sad old women.
And they're frustrated. Okay, I have 4 more realms, and we don't know where these go. Jotunheim, the frost giants live there, not in the realm of frost. So I want to put it right here. Now these are giants.
Dwarves are from underground, so do they go under the roots?
I feel they should. So here's
Right.
Jotunheim, or Jotunheim, sorry. And then Svartalheim will be below that. The dwarfs, they're down here building stuff. They should have an anvil because they're always making stuff. Svartalheim, and you said they're really lustful. So
Which ones? Oh yeah, that's all
I want
they
to
do.
put a box of dildos here.
Mine's eyeing up the Norns. They've got real reason to worry.
Vanaheim, they were with the gods, right? So wouldn't they be up a little higher?
They should be. Yeah.
Let's put Vanaheim over here. And they were very wise, so they're going to be wearing robes.
I'm gonna make some elf bitches somewhere.
Lieselheim. What was up with that?
Is that the Light Elves?
I think it was the Late Elves.
Depends which book you ask.
I actually didn't write anything in my notes for it. So we're just going to put them over here. And I don't remember what they are, so there's going to be one guy with a question mark, and then
Probably has pointed ears.
someone else
of what species.
who lost their contacts. Okay. Almost forgot.
Oh, the gay bridge.
Bifrost. Wasn't there something connecting...
There were so many back doors and loopholes and elevators and escalators between the realms. It's ridiculous.
So we're going to just make... it's going to be like horrible veins leading down here.
Yggdrasil was basically chutes and ladders for the gods.
There we go. Giant shapeless scribble mark. And an Ent who's having a very busy day.
Oh yeah, he's getting eaten and got robots in his crotch, and it's just not a good day to be an Ent. I think it's time for the Ymir map. Ymir.
Okay.
This was the giant, the first being that came out of, when you mix steam and, or out of steam comes giants. That his three sons, Ve, Veli, and Odin, decided to rip apart one day and make the world. So we're going to attempt to draw Ymir, what he would have looked like, accurately if, from the descriptions, you could have actually used all his parts for what was said that they did.
I'm going to start with the dome of his skull, which is going to have to be very big.
His entire skull was used to create the entire sky.
So right there, pretty big. Now, the land underneath was made from flesh. The mountains, been bones. And really, all of that should fit under this dome. So, not really going to be a whole lot of body underneath this. It's already starting to look like an Area 51 sort of gray.
And remember, all the rocks of the world were his teeth. Gotta have some gnarly teeth. And this is why his only lover was a giant cow.
Body. Once again, we already have enough here for the whole Earth. He could have just been a floating head. But we're going to go ahead and at least give him some sort of body because some of his body was used. His brains were
clouds. They were just thrown into the sky.
So he probably didn't have a very big brain. I mean, it's... to be spattered on the inside of the skull and still have all that space left over. That didn't make it better. Oh, it's so much worse. His legs. Weren't his legs made into something?
Yeah, they just... I would imagine big chafing thighs because his thighs sweated a lot and gave birth to different beings.
Chafing. So...
armpit chafing. To imagine some man boob, side boob. Enough chafing to get frost giants.
So yeah, a lot of chafing going on.
Also, never much of a big bather. Because he somehow ended up with maggots. That eventually turned into the dwarves. A lovely creation story if you're a dwarf. His odor clouds were actually used to form nebulas in the universe.
The walls around the world, guarding it.
Maybelline eyelashes.
They're going to have to be able to reach the circumference of his skull.
I've seen a set of those on a drag queen once.
What else would he have needed?
Well, it was said that the vegetation for the entire planet was from his hair. And I'm not going to say what parts of the body the hair came from.
Well, let's give him a big shaggy beard. There's probably some more maggots in there. And probably some nice long Nordic hair. Which doesn't look long, but he has a giant melon.
He looks like a cross-dressing terrorist. That pretty much covers it. Teeth, flesh, bones, skull, eyelashes, sweaty bits, hairy bits. You know, just your all-around attractive gent.
This is the horror from which the world came.
Yes, everything you're standing on, everything you hold dear was created from this lovely character. Yeah, well, now that I'm gonna have nightmares. Quick, hide it. All the scariness
I don't
is
want
away
to do
now.
this anymore.
So that was our attempt at both Ymir and Yggdrasil. Those were our maps, our diagrams of how we interpret things, because I think it might be better than what any of the Norse actually had. Thanks for watching. We're going to attempt, possibly through our shows, hopefully you're listening to our podcast. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully we'll be back to do other videos, possibly one per Pantheon. Hopefully you enjoyed it and come and watch more.
Thank you.